Good morning from the NFDA Social Media Lounge. We're excited to be with you this final day to talk about using Facebook and Instagram stories to promote your business. We have a panel of experts here this morning. My name is Barb Bloomquist. I'm with Homesteaders Life Company, and I'm going to pass the mic, let everybody on the panel introduce themselves, and then we'll get started. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Barb. I'm Ryan Thogmartin, CEO of Disrupt Media.
I'm Josh Sonia, Creative Director of Disrupt Media.
I'm Sarah Lowry, and I'm the Marketing Communications Specialist at Homesteaders Life Company.
Great. Well, thanks, everybody. We'll go ahead and jump right in with Ryan. Ryan, can you explain what a story is to those who might not know?
Yeah. So a story on Instagram and Facebook is a 15-second either video or 8-second image. And it's a way to document more parts of your day or what you're doing where you're not putting a lot of content in the newsfeed. It's more of a snapshot of what you're currently doing that lives separate outside of the feed.
Excellent. Josh, would you like to answer the same question?
That's exactly right, Ryan. For me, it's more or less a lot of pictures and videos of my dog and me just taking pictures of coffee. So that's where I like to fill the spaces when I'm not actually posting stuff in my feed. But
No, I think you both nailed it. It's definitely more of a casual kind of a way to post about your day and what's going on kind of behind the scenes. So it's really,
Excellent.
really fun.
Great. Perfect. On to the next question. What do you like most about Facebook and Instagram stories?
I love how personal they are. It's a great opportunity to do personal branding. It's a great way to document a journey or a snapshot of your day or life or what you're doing. So I find myself engaging more with stories than actually content in the feed. And more so on Instagram. Instagram lends more towards creators and people actually documenting to tell a story, where Facebook's a little bit different. It's more friends and family, casual posting, but I find a lot of value in stories because it's a way to get extremely personal with an audience.
oh yeah, for sure. Stories is good because it doesn't clutter say you're using it for Instagram. It's great for your personal brand. Like me, I want to keep a certain aesthetic with some of my photography stuff. So in Instagram stories, because it goes away in 24 hours. Just pictures of me, just documenting a day like Ryan already said. But for example, we're out here in Salt Lake City. Have you guys gotten the scooters yet?
I have not, but Sarah has a great scooter story from last night. So
I do too. I almost died. So I documented the whole process of that and being real shaky like with one handing the Instagram story. So that's what I did in Instagram stories. And that would just look terrible in my feed. I mean, next to a sunset. That just doesn't make any sense. Well, what's yours though? You're here, so you live.
I'm here. Yeah, I didn't die on the scooters.
That's good.
But it was dark and we had to ride them in the street.
Nice.
It was very dangerous.
no helmet.
Sketchy, yeah.
No helmet. It wasn't great. But no, we took my vice president of marketing out on a scooter, so it was a good time.
That's excellent.
I like it. It's risky. I like
was.
that move
It was,
though.
yeah.
It's bold.
Thank you. Let's see, moving right along. What do you like least about Facebook and Instagram stories? So the yin and the yang here.
I like least. I'm gonna have to say that there's so many options to personalize a photo. So there's filters and there are text overlays, emojis, different animated GIFs that you can put in an image. And so for me, a lot of times when I'm documenting on Instagram or Facebook stories, I don't necessarily have the time to make it look super creative, where my content personally looks worse than other people's content. So there's just a lot of options. And for me, I guess that's not a bad thing that there's a lot of options, but I just am not as creative with the options present. So I really think that's the worst thing. I mean, it's all positive other than...
Right.
It's hard to find something bad about it.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say there's almost too many options.
I don't think there could be too many because it's a way for people to express. And like Josh said, whether you're a brand or building a personal brand, the ability to create a certain aesthetic where all of your content makes sense and has the same look and feel. Just like,
Continuity.
with me with outfits, so my content would have a certain feel that matched my personal brand. I just don't have the time to spend 30 minutes dropping in stickers on certain pictures.
Right.
But Josh is great at it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there something you need to tell me about some of
No.
the stuff? Like, I think I do a very good job with the Giphy.
You do
and
a
some of
great
the
job.
filters.
Yeah, you do a great job. That's
This
why you're a
guy.
creative director, and I'm
All
just,
right. Well, thank you.
I don't know what I am.
Negatives of Instagram stories.
Or Facebook.
Or I wish Facebook was easier to use.
Yep.
It's a little bit like people don't
is
know
it.
it's there exactly. Just Instagram, you can sell easier on it. Very few negatives on it. I wish Instagram and maybe Facebook stories had a little better VR because Snapchat really dominates in that. Who doesn't love the dog faces? I mean, I don't use it personally, but I know a lot of people love it. I'm more of the kitty cat type stuff, but you?
I think the one thing that's kind of tough for Instagram stories is that they have a lot of those cool features like boomerang and stuff like that, but you have to be in the app to use them. And it's always, if there's something happening that you want to get really fast, it's a lot easier to just open your camera on your phone than it is to just go in and open the Instagram app. So that's something I've always been a little bit more frustrated with, I think.
Great. Good job, guys. Moving right along. Why has Instagram stories become so popular on the platform?
Because even though there's a lot of options, the simplicity to use it and the fact that Instagram had a bigger audience than Snapchat, they integrated it right into the app. It's very easy to use. Even if I can hand a phone to my mom and she can figure out stories without me telling her how to do it, then it's super intuitive and very easy to understand and natural. And I think that's where Facebook and Instagram differ, because the story features aren't the same even though they're the same company. Instagram has just made it super easy and a part of the flow, that the audience was already there. So be able to personal brand or brand build on it. You already had the attention. You have to build a new audience on Snapchat. You could leverage what you had on Instagram.
Yeah, like up the very top of the Instagram, it's the Instagram.
The Instagram.
The Instagram. Drop the
The
clear
Ohio
that
State
way.
Buckeyes.
No, with that, like the accounts you interact with most will pop right up at the very top of the app. You click on them, you watch them. Maybe it's your favorite brands, maybe it's your favorite blogger, whomever you interact with first. It's going to be up in the top first, and if you stop watching them less, then Instagram's going to say, "Oh, okay, we'll stop showing them as much in the top of the feed." So you can access your favorite people, your favorite channels that you want immediately. As soon as you open up the app, have those little circles, and I haven't watched this. Okay, I go through these each 15 seconds, or maybe just images. So yeah, it's just
It's easy.
It's just
Makes
so
sense.
easy. It just makes sense. Yeah, exactly.
And I think another important part of why Instagram is a little bit more popular than Facebook is that, not counting for Snapchat, Instagram did kind of do it first. Facebook sort of picked up that feature after the fact.
Yep.
And I don't know about you guys, but when I saw that they had it, I was a little bit like, we already have this on Instagram. Why would I want to use it on Facebook too? It just seemed like almost like duplicate effort in a way, because I definitely don't use those two platforms the same by any means.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah, you kind of covered the next question, so I'm just going to move on. No, that makes a lot of sense. So what are the best ways that funeral homes can take advantage of the stories feature? Tips and nuggets.
This is a really fun one. Two big ways. One, personal brand building. So a funeral director can create and build a personal brand, and then the funeral home itself, brand building. So we have a client that will do a day in the life of a funeral director, and they'll just Instagram story everything that they're doing that day. Obviously there's things that they can't show, but one of the most popular ones, they had a family that wanted Swarovski crystals on the casket, and obviously there isn't a Swarovski crystal casket. So our client Instagram storied his entire day traveling across hundreds of miles to find enough Swarovski crystals that he could glue on top of this casket, and then went back to the funeral home in the middle of the night and glued over 8,000 Swarovski crystals on top and covered the entire top of this casket and surprised the family. So it's a way to get extremely personal and just give a peek. You know, and when I look at a funeral home, there's so many unknowns of what a funeral home does and what a funeral director does all day, that being able to give that really transparent look starts to break down a lot of the stereotypes consumers have about funeral directors. And when you do that, you build trust and transparency, you build a relationship, and then now you've got that family engaging with you reoccurring, where, you know, if we trust the NFDA survey that 90.4% of people only shop 0 to 1 funeral home, if you can build that relationship first, then you're going to have a 90% chance you're going to get that family. So being able to use it to give a very intimate look at serving and how you spend your day. You know, we use it a lot for Disrupt, for our personal brand, for me, and the business brand, by documenting a lot of our travel, documenting meetings, certain topics and discussions around social media. You could put a 5-minute video into a feed that maybe someone's going to watch 45 seconds or a minute of it, but they'll stay engaged on 15-second clips, even if they're 30 in a row. So you could take that whole 5-minute video, it'd be a long story, but people will go through each one. So I think it's using it to show kind of behind the scenes and what is different about your people, about your firm, and what you're doing is one of the best ways Instagram stories and Facebook stories could be used.
Great. Oh, great story.
No, for sure. Well, everything what Ryan said. You do this for a living?
Ditto. Just say ditto.
Yeah, just
Ditto.
yeah.
If I want to add though, you could do the highlight feature in Instagram stories
right,
as well
that's
too.
right,
You can
yep.
archive them, and you can just have them already on your page already, and people just can click through. Maybe you're doing a Q&A for just for a pre-need or something like
Or
that.
a social media lounge.
Yeah, so
That's right.
social media
Yeah,
launch or
something
anything like
like
that.
this, yeah.
And you can people can even ask questions in it. Ask me a question on this, and then they answer. It just goes back and forth, or they can put up a poll. So there's so many different things you can do with it. Just experimenting, really
Yep.
finding your audience there. Obviously, you're not going to be selling to a lot, but maybe you're building up next generation of consumers there as well too. Just on Instagram, but on Facebook, they're already there. So it obviously makes sense to do it on Facebook. So.
Yeah, definitely that day in the life, I think is really important for funeral homes to kind of embrace, and anything behind the scenes that sort of demystifies what they do on a day-to-day basis, I think would be really beneficial for their brand and their company. And yeah, like you said, Josh, the questions and the polls, those are really interactive, especially with the bigger fan base that you get as you move along. Yeah, I think it'd be really beneficial because it's so just kind of off the cuff and casual, and it should help their brand and make them more personable.
Yes.
Perfect. And our final question for the panel. Are you ready?
Oh my.
Do you have any favorite Instagram influencers or Facebook pages that you recommend following? Feel free to pass the mic down if you're ready.
Man, let's see. Most of my Instagram stories and the brands that I follow on Facebook are all social media, like social media examiners or influencers in social media space. So big marketers.
Okay.
To really see what's trending. So they're getting access to features before everybody else. So we can see what's coming and how they're using the platform to really brand build. So outside of that, Facebook or Instagram is where I love to follow a lot of fashion brands.
Okay.
So you get inside looks at collections. And then off the wall, National Geographic is one of the most followed companies and brands on Instagram. And so they use their feed to highlight different articles that are coming out in the publication. But then the Instagram stories is all the behind the scenes of shooting that video and writing that article. So all the research that they do, which is really cool. So you can't see that through print.
Right.
But you can go on Instagram and see the behind the scenes. So
Again, kind of the day in the life
yes,
thing again. Like
which is really cool. So I would encourage you to find, if you have a favorite podcast or a favorite author or a favorite brand, like clothing wise, to go find them on Instagram and use that as inspiration for things. How do you adapt what's trending real time with consumers and apply it to what you do in funeral service? Because at the end of the day, it's the exact same consumer reading National Geographic or buying Louis Vuitton that is going to come to your funeral home. So their buying habits aren't going to change. The way they want to engage is not going to change.
Right. Excellent.
Do I have a favorite?
You're an influencer guy. You follow a lot of influencers.
Yeah, like Peter McKinnon, he's a photographer, he's great. Also Formula One, I'm big into racing, so their Instagram stories are very tongue-in-cheek.
Lewis Hamilton.
He's decimating this year. No one's gonna touch him.
He's
He's
the
another
man.
championship.
Tommy Hilfiger.
Everybody's gonna be mad about Michael Schumacher.
There you
We can
go.
go
Yeah.
on and on about that, but he's
Ricardo,
the
Wano.
next guy. Anyways, no, it's just great. So just tongue-in-cheek type stuff like Formula One, their page, and also all the camera companies I follow that cost him more money as well too.
Yep.
'Cause it's
Thanks,
shoppable.
Instagram.
Just links out, and I'm like, hey Ryan, need a credit card. He's like, all right, Josh, you can buy this, and I go buy it, and we make
Great
better
content.
quality video.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, you guys should definitely follow Homesteaders on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
See,
should follow Disrupt
Dang.
Media on
Nice.
Instagram.
we're
Nice.
terrible at brand building.
Expert
my
panelists right here, not us.
Jeez.
Yeah, so follow us. You can find us. What's your guys' handle?
At Disrupt Media.
At Disrupt Media, I'm going to plug myself here because I got to do that. At JTiso, TISO. What's up?
At Ryan Thogmartin.
Excellent.
At Barb?
Excellent.
Come on.
Yeah. Hashtag findingresilience.com.
Oh.
That's what
Oh,
I've been
I
here
like
talking
that.
about all
There we
week.
go.
Yeah. Thanks for all of those who have stopped by. We
Yes.
appreciate it. Thanks to the panel.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank
Good
you.
job, guys.
Thank you, Barb.
Follow me.
Thank you.